Well, howdy there, y'all. Yamasaki here. Welcome back to the channel. And today is a special day for me because I finally get to show you guys my 1949 Ford 8N tractor. Now, before I actually show you the tractor, guys, I just want to give you a little bit of history on it. It was on my dad's ranch, and they used it for years and years, and they had to sell the ranch. And my dad was given the tractor. Years and years ago, he started restoring it, like when I was yee-high. And in 2017, I decided to start restoring it again. Because Dad, prior to me wanting to, took it all apart, and there were parts laying everywhere. It was just a barren frame. Like, there was nothing but an axle, a transmission, and an engine. There was no seat, no fenders, nothing, just a rolling chassis. And we got most of it done in 2017, but we ran into compression issues. So last summer, I bought a valve rebuild kit, and now it runs. It doesn't run the best. It still has its issues. That's because it's a 70-year-old tractor. It still needs work, but I'm just happy it runs. So with that out of the way, guys, let's go show you this old beast. So here it is. It's a 1949 Ford 8N tractor. I really love it. It runs, like I said, not the best. Leaks oil, burns oil, leaks through the seals back here. But it's a tractor. What are you gonna do? But like I said, it was a barren frame, and basically there was no hood, no grill, none of the components, not even the stabilizer bars. It was just a frame that was sitting out in the weather for over 10 years, and I decided to start restoring it, and it's pretty much restored. It just needs a little bit more work. I do have the Dearborn dirt scoop right there, model 19-6. If you think this isn't reliable and you have one of these dirt scoop implements, trust me, if you want to fix a road, it'll do the job. I had to, the other tire, this tire specifically, you might see on the back that one is correct. That is one of the original tires, and that's a tire I had to go buy because the other one had, but that one still has liquid in it. I don't think this one does, but the old tire had liquid in it, and it rotted through the tube and just rotted the rim out. So we had to go and get a new one. We slapped it on. This one's a 12.4-28, and then the other one, the original one, is a 13-6-28. But it doesn't cause any problems, different tires. The guy that I bought that tire from actually bought two tires, and that one was the bigger one, I think, of the two. And he said he ran both different size tires and never had a problem. And it holds true. There's no problem with different size tires. Won't really make a difference. Some
lettering back there for you guys to see.
I do have this part, just a pain in the butt to get on. I don't know how. That had to replace the transmission cap that was rusted all the way through. Had no gas tank cap, so I had to get that. It's got new cables, new wiring harness. I use Autolite 216 plugs because those work the best. It's got a new starter. All these parts they're new, but they're old. They've never been used until I actually started restoring it, but they were in the shed for over 10 years. Still need to get a dipstick for the back there. That's broken. I am missing a problem with these studs is you can probably see there's a whole bunch of oil on the tank, and that's another reason why it leaks oil bad. I mean, it burns oil, but it also is coming through these studs here. Number one, because this stud won't go all the way down, we're gonna have to take the head back off and tap it out so it can go in all the way. And then that one's the same. But I mean, like I said, guys, it runs. It's got somewhat new tires, new old stock, I'd say. This isn't a 2-inch ball. This came off of the go-kart. I just put it on there just because it actually has worked. I tried pulling a stump out with it. Doesn't have enough weight, just spun out. The belt's kind of loose. I gotta tighten that up. Gotta get a new one, but that's the original one. Like I said, new starter, new solenoid. Everything works on it, even the hydraulics. I'm part of the Facebook group on Facebook about 8Ns, and a lot of people, they have trouble with their hydraulics. I got lucky. I mean, they still work. I'll actually show you guys. If you drop it down, it drops down. Just like that. Have a seat cover on it. It was supposed to be for Dad's John Deere 110 lawn tractor, but it's got an original one on it, and I don't know if he's going to use it, so I put it on here because a little bit of extra padding isn't bad on these. I don't know why everybody thinks that pan seats are not comfortable. They are. They're more comfortable than regular old square seats, I'd say. More ergonomic or something like that. I don't know. New gauges. When I first got it running, it wouldn't go into, I don't think it would go into first or fourth. It could go in reverse, second, and third, but I had to take this cover off and just fiddle around with the stick because, like I said, this was rusted and 10 years sitting out. Water got in there. It wasn't too rusty when I got in there, but I put in a couple jugs worth of oil and hydraulic fluid mix, and it works good now. This is the choke. It's not all the way through. That's because you can see it's broke off right there. We do have the knob. My dad says he'll figure out a way to fix that. Another thing is I don't have this starter button hooked up because it doesn't work. And the only way I start it is just with the starting wire right here. Got some bare metal right there. Make sure it's in neutral, and then you just go, and it works. A lot of you guys might be thinking, yeah, this is a very jerry-rigged tractor, and I would say it is too, but I love it. It's part of my hobby. I like tractors. I like restoring things. Nice old American pastime, I'd say. New radiator hoses, original radiator. It doesn't leak. At all. Which is good. I use a 5W30, I think, in this thing. I kind of looked it up. I would have used 10W40. That's what me and my dad use in almost all of our machines, but 5W30 seems to be working in this thing. Original petcock right there. Original fuel line. This is kind of not hooked up all the way. I just have nuts in there. I can't. We had the nuts. I don't know what happened to them. I really don't. I'm using the original 6-volt system, so it's a 6-volt battery. Don't know if you guys can read that. I did drill some holes in here in the gas cap because I heard that sometimes this tank can get under pressure, and I just want it to be so it won't do that. Come on, get on there. What am I doing over here? There we go. But yeah, it's a really nice tractor for what it is. I do have the emblem for the front right there. Do have the other headlight. They're not hooked up though. Give you a look on the underside here. Do have the original exhaust. And this thing does sound mean. I mean, it sounds like a tractor. I really wouldn't want to be in the way of this thing when it's moving. Old tractors, they won't stop for anything. They're too tough. I mean, look at this bumper. Like that's a 1/4 inch thick iron. That's deadly, I'd say. But yeah, and then we also, I'll zoom in over there, we also do have a plow for it. Original 2-bottom plow. I did try and use it over there. We got a little field over there, but it just doesn't have enough weight in the back here to do it efficiently. And our yard is really, really compacted from all the riding me and my friends do back here. But yeah. Well guys, I'm going to go ahead and go get the tripod and I'll drive it around for you guys and show you what it does. So stay tuned. That's one sweet tractor, I will tell you. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. Been wanting to make a video on this thing being all done for a long time. And I was finally able to. Finally. But yeah, another thing I forgot to mention, the steering is very sloppy. I mean, that's how much room I have before I can actually start turning the wheels. The nut here, the threads were actually bent. My dad had to take the steering column off, cut the steering column in half, bend it back to shape, re-weld the rod and this tube that holds all the ball bearings in it, and then paint it and everything. So, I mean, in a way it kind of helps, I would say, with slop, because on these tractors they have what's called steering torque feedback, where if the wheels hit a rut or something, they're automatically going to bounce all over the place. And if you didn't have your thumbs on the outside, an old friend of me and my dad said, you're going to end up breaking a thumb, which doesn't sound very fun. So you always drive these with your thumbs out. But in the case that this is, as sloppy as it is, I think it's kind of a lifesaver for your thumbs. Another thing I forgot to mention is these brakes don't work at all. I guess my grandpa said he was never able to keep the brakes on this thing, but that's not a problem. You just gotta stop about 2 miles back, and then you'll stop at your required destination. I also greased all the fittings, grease there, grease at all the joints. So yeah, it's not bad at all. In time, it'll be perfect. It will. It really will. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more content. Yamasaki out. See y'all later.